Welcome, of course, to Ace Comic-Con. I'm sure you've been here all day. Is everyone having a good time so far? These Ace folks have put on a hell of a show for us, and they've gathered a bunch of cool people from movies and TV shows that we love. Tonight, we know what we're here to do. We're going to sit down, talk to some bona fide Avengers, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm a 47-year-old man. In August, I will be 48, and I certainly, thank you. I certainly don't dress like it, and I certainly don't feel like it inside because I'm still very drawn to the same material that I've been reading my whole life. These stories, the stories of Marvel, DC, of all of genre, comics, science fiction, fantasy, have always been insanely close to my heart. And we live in this wonderful time where they're taking properties and characters. We never called them properties when we were kids. We just called them characters that we love, turning them into features, making magic. And we just got to see one of the greatest comic book movies of all time this summer with Avengers: Infinity War. Movie built on the very strong back of 10 years of Marvel movies that have come before. And these movies have become my religion. I'll be honest with you, as a comic book person, I was always more of a DC than a Marvel person because I was a big Batman fan. But it's a confession, I'll get there. But these movies have taken it to a whole new level for me. Case in point, Captain America was a character I always respected, but was never like a wild fan of until they started making the movies, man. Chris's performance is fantastic. Marcus and McFeely's scripts are absolutely wonderful. And tonight, we're gonna talk to three people who've been in a bunch of these flicks. We're gonna break it up. We're going to break it up into two separate sections, a half hour and a half hour and stuff. So we're going to see everybody that you're supposed to see. But two of them are still taking pictures right now. So we're going to get going so you guys aren't sitting around for like 45 minutes and waiting. And start by talking with somebody very fucking special who we all came to see. I always loved the character of Bucky as a kid. When I heard they were making the movie, I was like, gee, I wonder if they'll put Bucky in it. And they did put Bucky in it, and they found a way to do it where it wasn't creepy, where an adult was putting a child in harm's way. So they were a couple of friends who were in the service together. And that is at the core of these Captain America movies, is that friendship. As we've seen, each one of those movies, the friendship between Steve and Bucky is central and kind of like what the character of Steve Rogers in the movies has been built upon. So Chris Evans don't get to be as wonderful as he is in those movies without leaning on the support of his bestest buddy in the world in these flicks. And when I saw the movie, first time I saw Captain America: First Avenger, I had no idea we would go on the journey that we've went and we'd watch Bucky grow up to be the Winter Soldier. Here to talk about his journey and talk about these flicks that we all love so much. Give it up for Bucky Barnes himself, ladies and gentlemen, Sebastian Stan!
What an intro. Thank you so much. Thank you. What's up? Yes.
Why? Don't be weird. Sit right here, man.
This couch.
Come on closer. It's not like we're in a movie theater. I'm like, you sit over there. How are you, sir?
No, I'm good. I'm just saying this couch is big for three, but of course there's only one. You know, I'm the only one here because, of course, you know, Tom Holland is 2 hours behind. 2 hours behind, and he's not going to be here with me. So I wonder why that is.
He doesn't like sharing the stage with you?
No, he doesn't. I actually heard a rumor from Joe that said, you know, that he was like, Holland doesn't want to have any scenes in the movie with you and Mackie. And I was like, come on, that's a joke. Like, you know, the whole thing's a joke. But, you know, there might be some truth to it. I don't know.
It was after that first experience in Civil War. He's like, I'm done with these guys.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that might have been it, or just any of the other times we walked into each other, sort of, you know, like on the, you know, on the lot or on set or whatever. He doesn't, you know, he just seems to be very after his own needs.
He's not looking after Bucky's needs,
No,
is
he's
what you're
looking
saying?
at the Downey camp and wondering, when am I going to have that camp? That's kind of what he's like. Anyway.
We're going to tell him when he comes out here and see if he cries.
Please do.
Take us back to the beginning, man. When you first find out you're going to be in Captain America: First Avenger, did they tell you this character could keep going? Was there plans at that point?
Yeah, I mean, they did talk about that, but it was a very strange kind of conversation because there was nothing definitive about it. It was just sort of like, look, we'd like to see this go that way one day if we're lucky enough and the movies do well, and I was like, great, that sounds great. Let's do it. But yeah, I didn't necessarily think that was what was going to happen. It was good that they told me because I kind of was trying to think about the future when we were shooting that first movie and just hopefully lay in some stuff that may kind of, you may be able to track later in the movies in the character.
So when you were shooting First Avenger, and Bucky dies,
yeah,
for all intents and purposes, there was no guarantee you'd come back. You're like, this could actually be my death scene.
Well, I had a little guarantee. I think I've said this before, where the first time I fell off the train, I did only have the one arm. I had a green sleeve, meaning that they were going to do something with it, and I was like, oh, this is good. That means that we could probably maybe, that's where it's going to go. And then we ended up reshooting that scene without the green sleeve, and I was like, oh, maybe I am dead.
Apparently, I'm not Bucky as much as I sucky, and they cut me out of the movie. So when do you find out, though, that they're like, hey, man, next movie, your character is right in the title with the main character?
Well, I'm pretty sure the way I found out about that title was a friend of mine called me from Comic-Con and said, dude, you're in the movie. And I was like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, because the title is your character's in the title, and that's how I found out.
What was it like? I mean, as an actor, I'm sure you were never going like, man, I want to be in big blockbusters, but it eventually happened. What is it like when somebody's like, you're going from playing a very supporting character in the first movie to it's going to be your movie, you're co-sharing that movie the second time around?
Well, I mean, it's probably a lot of pressure or whatnot. You definitely feel scared. I mean, I certainly was. I don't. But you rise up to the challenge. I mean, it's good to be scared, right? I feel like it's a good thing, and there was a real opportunity there for me, and in the sense of kind of taking the character in that direction, and so I welcomed it, but again, I'm used to it now, but I don't usually kind of know where they're gonna take that situation. I didn't even know what happened in the last movie until we were shooting it.
Really? Because I spoke to Elizabeth and to Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany this morning, and we were talking about the ending of Infinity War, and they said that the Russos pulled them into a van, and right before they shot the scene, they were like, "This is the ending of the movie." That's how they found out about it. Did you get the van treatment as well?
I know the van they're talking about. I didn't. I said I'm not going in that van.
You were raised right. You had smart parents.
I was like, I want to be around people when they tell me this. But yeah, it was like, this is when you disappear. And I was like, but what does that mean? Really? Or, I don't know. I mean, so yeah, it was right on the day. But it's kind of amazing, though, the Russos, if you think about it. You have, I guess it works for my character to be in the dark, in a way, because he sort of is in the dark. But
right.
Just the way that they were able to put that movie together, it's fascinating. I mean, it was kind of exciting for all of us because when we were sitting there at the premiere, we really were seeing it for the first time.
Especially something as sprawling as that. Like Winter Soldier, I imagine it's easier to keep track of as you're making that movie because you're in almost every scene. But something like Infinity War, you're like, wait, we're in Wakanda. What's going on in space? So don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was, which is kind of what the character was sort of got as a message anyway. It was like, you're needed again, and so if you want to gain anybody's trust, like, better go with the flow,
A movie like this, in terms of other performances an actor gets to do, a lot of it is physical. There's going to be a lot of action and whatnot. So how long in advance, I've always wondered, everyone in these movies impeccably in shape, and sooner or later they're like, take your shirt off, and we get to see dudes with their shirts off, which always makes me feel bad. He's not going to take his shirt off.
They're not asking Энтони Маки to take his shirt off. He's up on those wires anyway. But I love that.
How long before the movie begins do you have to start getting in shape, getting physical? Or is that normal part of your regime anyway? Or do you have to double it up when you're doing a Marvel movie?
No, I mean, look, it just kind of becomes like an all-around routine, because when you're not working, that's kind of what you're doing, you know what I mean, for your sanity. But yeah, it depends. I mean, you definitely start out with a goal, and then kind of when you start shooting, it's just, there's no way that you're going to make it to that gym like at 4 a.m. I mean, you still try, but after you shoot all day, you're sweating a lot. You're like losing actually a lot of weight. So by the end of the movie, I think everybody kind of is at least 10 pounds less than when they started.
Is that right? Like, making one of these Marvel movies is a good way to lose weight?
It kind of is, because here's the thing: if you're shooting in Atlanta, it's like really hot down there, and then you're strapped into these, like really tight outfits, and you're moving constantly, you're running around. I mean, you're just your body's like a furnace, so it's just burning, and then I mean, we all go through some stress when you're
Bro, look at me. I never lose weight. On movies, it's the opposite. I gain 10, 15 pounds because I'm like, this looks good.
Well,
and it's free. I'll take it.
I've definitely done the crafty stuff, because you're waiting around too. So that's the other thing. You're always waiting around, and that part I know what you're saying. But fortunately with these, I think it's just the moving around, and you kind of start having like a lot of, you're sort of like your ego is pretty high, because you're like, I'm going to do the stunts. I'm going to do as much as I can. I'll do it. But then when you're doing it on the 18th take, your body is like kind of wrecked by that point, So
that's when you're like, bring in that stunt person, please.
They might bring him a lot earlier than that, but they're also like the best of guys. I mean, those guys really make those action sequences. I mean, they just, Sam Hargrave and James Young were just unbelievable, all the way back to the Winter Soldier. I mean, they in a way really reinvented sort of the Captain America kind of fighting style. In my opinion.
Particularly that second one, man.
Yeah.
The second one is badass when he just hits the boat in the beginning and just takes everybody out. There have been 3 Captain America movies, and you've been in each one of them. You got to have a favorite. Which one? Is it Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I really like that one. I mean, that one has...
it's got a lot of Sebastian in it, so yeah.
Winter Soldier? No, I mean, the Civil War does. I mean, but Winter Soldier was cryptic and kind of like strange, and the whole process for that was a lot of fun for me. I actually really, I'm saying this, and like they'll be like, great, perfect, let's never write a line for him again. But like, I didn't have a lot of lines in that movie. It was just all kind of like trying to tell a story physically, and it's interesting. It was interesting in a different way, I guess.
That's true. I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, you have way more dialogue in Civil War than you had in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier's like, who the hell is Bucky?
That's it. And then you're like haunted by that line. I mean, like, I was like haunted for a long time. I really think I was going in circles forever, like, who the hell is Bucky? Like, just
well,
saying,
because you're like, I got one line in the movie, I got to get it right, man.
Yeah, it's like The Aviator. You're like, show me the blueprint. Show me the blueprint. You're like, who the hell?
That's a deep
Bucky?
cuts
Who the hell's
reference.
Bucky?
Excellent poll on The Aviator, man. All right, take us into the world of making the Marvel movies. Who are you friendly with? Who do you spend a lot of time with on set? Who's your buddy?
I mean, I think Anthony and Chris obviously were, We're the guys I'm the closest to, and that I've spent the most time with, and I genuinely feel like we could not talk for a year and we'd pick it right up, like it's just nothing happened. But Paul Bettany's become a friend, and also I just love interacting with him, anything I ever, that I had like 2 scenes with him barely in the last movie, and I just, I loved every minute of it. And then, everybody, like Chadwick's actually really funny as well. He has, he has a sense of humor that like maybe you don't see right away, but he's really funny, and it's just a good group of people. Honestly, I don't know. Paul Rudd is, can't keep a straight face around him. A lot of great people.
It's awesome to hear like you just call him Chadwick. Like the rest of us are like Chadwick Boseman. You're like Chadwick. And you could just leave it right there because you're like, I actually know the Black Panther.
Yeah. Well, when I first really, in Civil War, like he actually, he was kind of doing his, he may have done the same thing in Black Panther, but he was actually kind of doing like a little bit of a method acting situation. He was not really interacting very much with people. He was off on his own.
Oh, really? So
yeah,
like the character, he was like,
I was like, so we weren't really talking very much. And I remember on that rooftop scene, like in the Civil War, that we were kind of going head to head. Like he and I didn't really exchange a lot of words, and all I remember is just that mask just coming at me, like these long arms just sweeping, at me. So maybe it was effective. I don't know. He's a really, really, really talented
Take us
actor.
into the airport sequence in Civil War, which is one of the greatest comic book sequences ever put to film. There's like 928 superheroes in the scene, so it's like a real clusterfuck. What was it like to shoot it? Like, did it take place over the course of weeks or?
Yeah, months. I mean, it was
really
just months. It was always coming back to it. There was always another sequence in that whole bit that we hadn't shot yet or needed to go back to. And but surreal when you did have a little bit of downtime. I mean, everybody was there interacting and kind of, you didn't always get everybody there, but the few days that you did, there were a couple shots that really had everybody, like the lineups, and that was pretty special. I mean, you didn't want to be, I was always concerned, like I was going to be the slowest runner. And so like, I really was like, I can't be like the last guy getting across. But
so making a Marvel movie is just like high school gym.
1,000%. Yes. It is. It is.
You're like, I'm not letting Evans beat me.
No, it gets a little bit like that, Like, I mean, you didn't have Hemsworth, so that was a plus, right? Because, he gets on set, you're like, I don't know why I even go to the gym. Like, why would I even do that? I guess it's mental strength, like, he's just...
You're like, I'm not even Hemsworthy enough to be here.
Yeah. Definitely not. I mean, he's insane. It's amazing.
During the course of making these movies, a lot of physicality. You ever get hurt? You ever get injured?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You're always you're always getting some hit, and you don't really know until much later because the adrenaline is really high, and you're in the middle of it, and you want to keep doing it, but it's usually the next day when you're kind of trying to get out of bed, and you can't. that like things, you feel it. Yeah.
At that point, you're just like, fuck Marvel. Or do you work through it and you're like, the money's good?
Yeah, you're like, I like my job. No, yeah, you're always grateful, of course. I mean, but I think the thing is, you remember what it's like when you were little. It's that cowboys and Indians thing. It's that sort of like that never leaves you in a way. You go to work and it's that you go, wow, like this is something that this is my job or whatever. But you want to try and sell that fight as best as you can, and you can't really sell it without once in a while, landing something.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch it, having worked in production, I know they edit it and stuff like that, and I know they throw fake punches, but sometimes those cats go at each other so hard, you're like, they had to have connected.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's happened a million times,
What is your best memory of making a Marvel movie so far? Happiest moment, best day on set? Or in post? Because selling the movies, it seems like you guys have a lot of fun going out on the press circuit and stuff.
Yeah, I'd never been on a world press tour for anything before. That was pretty special. Just going to different places and going to Asia for the first time is still like a big memory for me because I'd never been. And you go there and you see how everybody's so excited about the movies over there, and then same in Europe, and just the way that they're resonating globally. It just kind of, you never get over that. You don't get tired of that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like, going home at night and just feeling like you're part of a good goal. Like everybody's on the same page. You want to make the best possible product, the thing that you can. So and people are looking out for you that way. So it's it doesn't feel like, as sometimes in movies it can be more of a toxic environment. You can be in an environment where you feel like people are competitive or it's weird or something, and other than trying to run fast, you don't really feel that, everyone's on the same team with this one. So.
All right, I'm going to open it up to these cats because I know they want to know some stuff. There are 2 microphones right there, and people are jumping up to them right now. Most of them, about 98% of them are women staring like this. We're going to start right over on this side. What's your name?
Hi, Sebastian. Oh my gosh. My name is Crystal.
Don't let the mic break your nose. That's the first rule. Everyone give it up for Crystal, ladies and gentlemen. Crystal, what do you need to know?
Well, first of all, I love you.
I love you too.
What was my question? It was,
what's the worst part about being an actor? Like, what's the worst things that happen?
The worst thing that happens to being an actor? Oh, God. I mean, probably, falling in love with a project and then not seeing it happen or having it fall apart, like right before you're shooting. I mean, that's happened to me a few times. But, or hearing the word no, like over and over again. I mean, that happens a lot too.
A lot of rejection in that business.
Yeah, you have it, but there's a way to kind of use that in a way to get you to come back, in a way stronger or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I thought of a question. What's it like working with Robert Downey Jr.?
I mean, it's just like, the guy is a legend. I don't know. I grew up on like Chaplin and all those movies. I mean, it's just, you never know with him. Like you're always gonna end up having a real reaction, because you just don't know what's gonna come at you. He's so quick and witted, and in the moment, it just like it always amazes you. But yeah, he's.
How close does he stay to the page? I've always wondered, because it sounds like he ad-libs a lot of his dialogue. But is it, or am I wrong? Is it written?
He does and he doesn't. I mean, like he'll do it a few times, I think. That's the thing. Like he says it so naturally that you go, was that even written? Or,
No.
But once he's done it a few times, like I feel like he can't help himself. He's got to like do something different, each time. So. I guess he keeps it new, that kind of thing.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
We love you.
Love you.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Xenia.
Everyone give it up for
Xenia.
Xenia.
Wow.
Xenia,
Like
talk to the Winter
warrior
Soldier.
princess? No, that was-
I was wondering if you wanted to look at my sketchbook.
I would gladly look at your sketchbook. Come find me after? Is that what you say?
Can somebody, you want to pass it up here while we answer the next question? We can use everybody to just pass it forward. And if you don't get it back, Sebastian stole it.
Yeah, it would be
That's
me.
fine as well.
Send it up. We'll get it into his hands. Meanwhile, we'll jump over here and then we'll jump back to you for a review of your portfolio. But over here, what's your name over here?
I'm Jasmine.
Everyone give it up for Jasmine. Jasmine, what do you want to know? Ask him.
If Bucky got hold of the Infinity Gauntlet, what do you think he'd do with it?
Deep, important question. His head is
It's a great question.
That is a great question. There's only one place he'd go, which is back in time. You know, yeah, he'd probably go back in time, right? Try to fix all the things he's done wrong, for starters. You know, maybe not get on that train. I don't know. This is really great, by the way. No, I think I'm on. Oh my God! Hello.
Ooh, that's nice. Flip it. It's this way. That's legit, man.
Whoa.
I know you didn't ask me, but excellent job.
Complex things going on in there. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
You're very talented. Wow. Kind
Is
of a
that
nice
Loki
reoccurring
as
theme.
a snake?
No, oh, these are.
Is that literally? Is that the moment where he grabs a snake and he's like, he turned into a snake and then he stabbed me?
Yeah.
Excellent interpretation.
Thank
Each
you.
one of these pictures is like my worst nightmare. Pretty much. Wow.
There's a Sharpie you could tag. You want him to tag the book for you while he's got it?
Sure.
Just
Why not?
grade it. All right.
I think it's on the back of the book. There it is. Meanwhile,
Yeah, keep going.
he wrote, I drew this.
I'm like, I know. Oh, the telephone booth. This is really great.
Excellent job. We'll get the
Keep
book back to
drawing.
you.
Don't stop.
Can you get your way to the...
Meanwhile, we'll jump over here. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Joey. Hi.
Everyone give it up
Hi.
for Joey.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Joey, what do you need to know?
So before I ask my question, my brother is a huge fan of the Captain America franchise. He has like a group that he cosplays with, all of his friends, and he's Captain America, and his best friend Nathaniel is Bucky, obviously. So I was wondering if you could just give a quick hello to my brother and his best friend Nathaniel. Okay.
Hello.
Hold on. Okay, go now. I didn't click record. Okay.
Amazing.
Also, you might want to look there.
Right here. Okay.
Hello. Nathaniel and the brother.
His name is. Thank you. Thank you. That would be so cool. Okay, cool.
See you on this couch.
Okay, so my question is, I fell in love with you first when I saw you as Jefferson in Once Upon a Time. By the way, I love you. Hi.
I love you too.
Okay, so you play a lot of these characters that deal with a lot of these heavy
Have issues.
No, but seriously, they deal with a lot of hard emotions, and it's sometimes difficult as an actor to reach that place, and sometimes it's hard to come back from that. So I'm kind of wondering, actor to actor, how do you not let the negative emotions that you portray in your characters affect you and kind of translate over into who, like you? So how do you keep those two things separate? Because you're always like this happy puppy.
Wow. Well, that's.
Well, happy
That's
puppy, what do you
troubling.
say?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I'm a happy puppy all the time, but look, I mean, no one really is, right? I think you have to try to not isolate yourself. You know, I mean, I think that's it's who you keep around, in your life. That's why it's so important, your family and your friends, and who you trust, and you can't lose that sort of sense of ground that is you, separate. That is you yourself, and I guess I just. If I'm away somewhere on set or I always try to check in with people and it's okay to check in, I think people are so scared sometimes to admit that hey, I'm not having a great day. What's up? What's going on? I think it's okay to say that and one of your good friends is going to listen to you and call you back, So please tell people when you're not having a great day.
Thank you so much.
That's what I do, I guess.
I'm going to ask
Thank you.
a quick question about when you play Bucky, you're playing a character that carries expectation with it. Because people are like, I've been reading this character in the book since I was a kid and stuff. So there's a certain amount of pressure there, but there's freedom because nobody knows what Bucky sounds like until they put him on film for the first time with you. So you get to kind of set the tone. But recently you were in I, Tonya, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
And so in that case, you had to play a person that the world knew, like as somebody who's well documented and on film and stuff like that. Yeah. What was the difficulty level like in that versus like the Marvel stuff?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that has its own like weird expectations in its own way. I mean, I expectations, that's like the biggest enemy, like no matter how you cut it, that word, you know. But I think it's you have no choice but to like almost. It's more mechanical. Like, you know, I just watched everything I could on the guy over and over. I like listened to any audio I had of him over and over and over again until I could just feel like it was a little bit becoming more like, you know, sounding more a little bit like myself or something. But it's tough because you have to adjust to something that already exists. But sometimes that's good too, because at least you know where you're going. You know, I mean, even Bucky had source material. But in the movies, which is what you said at the beginning, you know, in the comic books, he was like a kid, or he was like sort of this.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can go off of.
And then they came in and they were like, you know what, we're gonna have him more like a bigger brother. We're gonna have him be sort of like this guy who may or may not have wanted to enlist, and like it had a different sort of. It's its own pros and cons, I think.
All right, we jump over to this side. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Diego.
Give it up for Diego. Diego, Sebastian, yours.
Hi, what's up?
Nothing much.
How's the German Shepherd?
The German Shepherd is great. His name's Ridian. Hey, there I am. As a gay man, I've really appreciated when you've played gay characters. Do you feel like you're ever going to go back into doing an LGBT character?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, I don't, you know, I would in a second. It's always about the, you know, the script. It's always about the storytelling. I mean, it's always about like, you know, what obstacles a character has in their life and what they're trying to get through, and that doesn't matter whether, you know, we're all fighting against something, or we're all, you know, facing one thing we want to change or we want to get better at or whatever. So that's universal, you know, and it's just about having the right story. But you know, if it happens, why not?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries.
And now for the best superhero in the Marvel Universe. The guy who gave you such lines as "on your left." The guy who gave you such lines as "cut the check." The guy who saved Captain America's ass from Bucky Barnes for most of his Marvel Universe life, we give you Sam Wilson, a.k.a. the Falcon, a.k.a. Hot Chocolate, a.k.a. Chocolate Chino, a.k.a. every fan's best friend, Энтони Маки, everybody! Yo, I want to thank the dude in the back for that introduction. Yo, I don't know his name, but he killed that. He know a lot about, he killed that. He killed that. He killed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only Энтони Маки. It is fair to say, and also very pun-worthy, that you have made these movies fly, sir. When did it first come into your life? When did you first learn about Sam? When did you first learn that there'd be a Falcon? When did you first learn you'd be the Falcon?
He wants to be close.
Oh my God, you guys look like you're in the back of a Volkswagen.
So that story
really
I was
sweet.
talking about could happen now.
Ebony and ivory. No, I was, get away from me, scram. No, it was, I guess about 2005, 2006, I started writing Marvel's letters telling them I wanted to be in the universe. Like once a month, I would write them a letter like, yo, what up, doe? I was the black dude in Hurt Locker. And that's literally what the letter said, like 2008, 2009. Then around 2010, Kevin Feige he wrote me a letter back. And his letter literally says, stop writing me. And that was it. But it was nice stationery, nice letterhead, first class stamps. Not back then, there were 28-cent stamps. He used like 45 cents on his stamp.
Right. They have all that Marvel money, so
all
it's
that
good.
Marvel money. I mean, this was right after the second Iron Man.
Right.
I knew I wanted to be in there. I wanted to be a part of it. So it just kind of came to fruition. One day, the Russo brothers called to have a meeting with me, and they said, you know, we're doing these movies. We can't tell you what the character is. We can't tell you what the story's about, but we'd like you to be a part of it.
Now, were you a comic book person growing up? Did you know the book?
No, that wasn't me. I was like, I read the Hardy Boys, like Nancy Drew. I read stuff like that when I was a kid. I didn't read comic books, and nobody read comic books back then.
Those Hardy Boy adventures were very much like comic books without masks.
Right.
Same idea, but they just didn't have capes and stuff.
Right, definitely.
So at what point did they tell you you're going to be the Falcon?
The first day I showed up on set.
Are you serious?
Real rap. I signed on, and they were like, we want you to be the Falcon. I was like, cool. So I went to go visit a set. They were like, we want you to be in the movie. I went to go visit a set for, what was it? I think it was Iron Man. I got to meet RDJ, Ball Out of Control. I call him Ball Out of Control Rob. That's his nickname. First man to introduce me to caviar, Ball Out of Control Rob. If you ever get the chance, eat caviar with RDJ. Just do that for yourself. Just do that.
We'll be doing that tomorrow at 2 o'clock right here on the main stage.
Just give yourself that. He has caviar in the fridge everywhere. It's nice. It's nice. Cut up onions, sour cream, toast.
Told you about that
his
workout.
Toast is like 1 inch by 1 inch. Like our toast is like 4 inches by 3 inches. His is like cute little squares. Ball Out of Control Rob. That's his name. That's his name.
So day one, they tell you you're Falcon?
Yeah, they invite me to set. I go to set, and they're like, you know, here's the character, and they show me all the drawings, and they do like the CGI thing, and I look all badass, and I was like, yo, that's me. I can do that, you know. But back then, I was Fat Mackey, and I was like, Fat Mackey got to get in the gym, Mackey, so he can be in shape, Mackey. So you know what I'm saying? So you know. The gallon of chocolate milk had to become chocolatino. Right. So I had to compress all that.
That's part of it. Seems like it's part of the regiment. You not only are expected to act with words, but you have to act with your body. So there is a bunch of getting in shape.
Yeah, I mean, some people, some people skip leg day, but some of us, know what I mean? Know what I mean? Like sometimes, listen, watch this. Listen to this. Listen. Shh. You know what I'm saying? Every day
I thought that was
is
the
leg
fart.
day.
When I hit my leg like that, it keeps jiggling for 10 minutes. So I've never had a leg day. What do you say to this leg day business?
Leg day, come on, give me a break. I mean, like but he does. He works out legs like at least 3 times a week. I mean,
every day.
Every
day.
I'm
literally, look, I'm doing legs right now.
It would make sense because every time.
Stop working out right here.
Right now.
It would make sense because every time he's on set, he always sits. So maybe it's because he's sore.
It's like you're giving a lap dance to the couch.
I'm like in a Western right now, just riding on the prairie, That's what I do. It's crazy. You know what? I feel a burn, so I'm going to stop. I feel a burn, so I'm going to stop.
Years ago, I sat in for an episode of Ebert and Roper, and Roger Ebert wasn't there, so I got to review a movie called A Half Nelson, and shouted you out because it was an incredible performance.
Thank you.
Did they ever, when you got into the Marvel Universe, did they ever mention that? What were you coming off of when you got the flick?
I think I was coming off a few bad movies, actually. No, I've only done 2 bad movies. Real rap, look at my resume, 2 bad movies. Other ones are good.
Which ones? What?
No, I'm not telling you which ones.
I don't know. I don't know if he's got bad movies on his resume.
Two of them are really bad. They're really bad.
Now I'm gonna have to think about it.
They're laughable bad. They're like Tom Holland bad.
Can you believe that?
Oh.
You knew he was gonna get out of this.
So I have to tell y'all something. The reason why Tom is not here is because Marvel told us that we have to start being nice to him because we hurt his feelings. True story. So, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I take that back. It's not Tom Holland bad.
You had him, you lost him.
He's great.
Let's get him back. Let's talk about...
like a nice fluffy pillow on the couch.
The first thing he said to me this morning is, "Oh, I'm getting sick."
Already.
And I was like, "Again?"
Already.
He got me sick last time.
He's
Tom
fragile.
Holland?
He's very fragile.
He has no immune system?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the greatest Spider-Man who ever lived, Tom Holland.
It's a lot of people. This is a much bigger room than I thought it was.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, bud.
Everyone's been waiting. How have you been? How have you been in a post-Infinity War environment? Because the last time we saw you, you were like, "I don't want to go," and then you left us.
Very fragile. Very fragile.
What has life been since the movie came out? Is a lot of people coming up to you and being like, don't go, and shit like that?
I want to fight Tony Stark. It's their time.
I didn't know your name was Tom.
Oh, my bad, Tom. Go ahead. Tell us. Look, I'm going to put my thigh next to his thigh so y'all can see. Y'all can see. I'm doing quads. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
No, it's been good, man. It's been good. Anytime anyone asks me for a picture, I just turn to dust. So, super easy.
This is what Infinity War was essentially second time you got to play, or third? Did you do a little piece in something else? No, it was just Civil War and then Infinity War, right?
Spider-Man.
Then, of course, there was Spider-Man Homecoming.
Coming home.
I've been alive in this best of all possible worlds 47 years, so I've seen any number of different Spider-Mans, animated, TV, movies, and whatnot.
Who's
no
your
lie,
favorite?
Not just saying it because you're here. Hands down, easily, best Spider-Man, best interpretation of the character. And this is what I loved about it the most. Coming from the East Coast, I'm a Jersey kid, that accent is flawless. It's impeccable. You were the first...
Wait.
You don't buy the accent?
Stop. There's enough of that. There's enough. Stop.
It's a great fucking accent.
Stop.
Dude,
Stop.
why don't you go back to fucking leg day?
Stop.
That isn't it's a flawless Queen's accent. He sounds like a Queen. Stop it, you're doing too.
When you said, come go back to it.
You're too sexy for me. It's a flawless Queen's accent.
Thank you.
Where did you pull it from?
You'd think, yeah. No, I just had a dialect coach. I just worked with a dialect coach, and for me, that's the most important part. It's the first step of convincing an audience that you're from Queens. So I went to Queens. I've been asked so many times to do chat shows with you, and I just say no. I'm like, I'm not doing a chat show with Mackie. There ain't no way. But yeah, I just worked with a dialect coach and did the work and put it in. So yeah, it went well.
What's life been like since taking on the role of Spider-Man? You've been an actor for a while, but this is something that puts you like insanely high profile.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm sitting here with the most annoying guy alive and one of the,
The
nicest people
movie
ever.
on the boat was good, wasn't it?
Say again?
There was a movie on a boat that you were on a boat.
Oh,
was.
him and Hemsworth.
Me and Hemsworth. This is when I
Yeah.
first met Hemsworth.
And
yeah.
you actually.
Yeah. The seamen. No, the seamen. The men on the sea.
The men of the sea.
Yes.
Say that.
It was a semen-covered film, yes.
You actually cried in that movie, too. Actually, all your movies, there's a scene where you're like, I want to go. And like, nah, man, stay here.
No, I nearly drown in every movie I'm in as well.
I can see that.
I've become
That's
so
right.
good at drowning.
What was the movie with Naomi Watts where you get washed out?
The Impossible,
Yeah.
I nearly drowned.
Stop.
No, for real.
You
Honestly,
didn't
I
say
think
that.
I've nearly drowned like 6, not actually nearly drowned, acted drowning, which there's not really that much difference.
Right.
But yeah, so I've become really, really good at drowning, which is not a great skill.
When, this is something I want, and you can be honest or not, but how often are you in the suit? Because anybody could be in the suit once they put the mask on. Is it important
That's
to
a
you?
good question.
Is it
Tell
important
the
to you?
truth. Tell the truth.
Now,
Tell the truth.
taking out all the CG sequences.
Yeah.
When
Well,
it's just a guy standing there talking.
Tell the truth.
If there's no stunts involved, it's always me.
Okay.
Sometimes with some of the stunts, they are just too dangerous to let us do them. So we have doubles. But the amazing thing is about CGI now is that we have motion capture. So all of the CGI stuff has sort of been taken from my movement and then put into the film.
We're gonna blow him up a little more. Get used to it, man. He's doing a great job with the
He's
character.
doing a great job. He's doing a great job. Just, you know. Yeah, I love you, Tom. Tom, you're so great.
Tom,
That's what I'm talking about. Leg day. Savannah! Sorry. Tom,
the moment in Infinity War, Tom. Moment in Infinity War.
Thank you.
The moment in Infinity War where you die. I read on the internet that you ad-libbed it. True or not?
What's happening?
It is kind of true. But really, all I say is, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, 3 times in a row. So it's not that amazing of an ad-lib, you know?
It totally works.
I'm so cold. I don't want to go. Oh,
Don't
I
let
can
go,
see
Jack.
the light. Grandma? That was the outtakes. When you see the outtakes, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
I just got a note here that says on Facebook Live, everybody's talking about Tom's Instagram message today. What did you do? What was it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
You're on Instagram? How old are you, 18?
I'm 17.
Oh, well, that's why. Okay, all right.
Yeah. No, I just got sent the new script for a
Spider-Man
film
2?
that I might do this summer. And I might have accidentally revealed the title of the movie.
What? Can you give it to us here?
Hang on, I forgot what it's called. Hang on. Let's have a look.
I forgot what my movie's called.
It's called Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home.
That's the title? Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
does that
Homecoming,
mean?
Spider-Man Far From
There's
Home.
going to be a scene where he's going to go, I want to go home. That one hundo P. I haven't even read it.
I have said that in a movie, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
You
the
said
Impossible.
that today. It was like, Tom, sign the autographs. I just want to go home.
I'm way excited for the second Spider-Man movie because I've heard, and I don't know, you can't confirm it and shit, but I've heard that it might be Mysterio as the villain. That's one of my favorite villains of all time. Did you read the whole thing from top to bottom? When you sit down to read, do you do it in one sitting or do you break it up and do other things?
Well, I can't read, so I have Mackie read it for me.
He makes me do urban book on tape for him.
Explain.
Urban
Book on tape.
book on tape.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Self-explanatory.
Give an example.
His line, give me a line from Spider-Man.
I don't want to go.
Technically from Civil War, but good enough.
Exactly. Thank you. Give me a line from Spider-Man. A good line.
A good line from
Still remember
Spider-Man.
your lines. You know you stand in a mirror and say your lines every night.
My mind's gone blank.
What's how do you?
I'm the guy from U2? I'm definitely not the guy from U2.
I love you too, by the way. That's the third best band of all time.
So, a line from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Does this come with money or whatever? Does this, remember?
That's a Civil War line.
That is a Civil War line.
Mr. Stark.
Just goes up like 14 octaves.
It did. It just
Mr.
jumped
Stark.
up.
Mr. Stark.
I can't think.
What's the line you say to the girl?
Dude, honestly, my mind's gone so blank.
All right, when you first meet Tony, what do you say to Tony when you first meet him?
I go, what are you doing here?
So urban book on tape would be, what up, though?
What up with it?
What it look like for the Oski Woski? Any one of those phrases.
So he was your acting coach right here.
You went to Juilliard. Not trying to brag.
Not trying to brag. Yes, I went to Juilliard. It's the
danced
second
with-
hardest school in America to get into.
Who did you dance
I danced with a well-known ballerina by the name of Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Yeah?
Not trying to brag. The Russian assassin. That's him.
Let's
He
do
was
this.
so bragging. We were on set one day, and he comes up to me, and he's like, "Oh, yo, I hear you were Billy Elliot. Well, I danced with Baryshnikov." I was like, "Morning, okay." Jeez, man. Thanks.
Let's open it up to the audience, man. We got a bunch of people lined up. Starting with you right there. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Stephanie.
Everyone give it up for Stephanie. Stephanie, the boys are here to answer your questions.
I had this loaded for Sebastian Stan, and then everybody kind of jumped in. Mackie, I agree with you though, never skip leg day. Fantastic Spider-Man.
Every day is leg day.
Seb, I just wanted to know, that fan service
at his
with
little
Rocket Raccoon
knees.
when Bucky picks him up is probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Awesome.
Do you think that Bucky's witty enough to not lose his arm to Rocket?
I don't even understand that question. Do I think he's not witty enough?
No, do you think he's witty enough to
If he's
not
witty
lose
enough-
his arm to
Not lose
Rocket?
that arm.
Rocket likes to take.
He wouldn't
art-
go.
Yeah,
He
with
wouldn't go.
everything.
He wouldn't go to wit. He would just go straight to the point, and meaning like you're a talking animal. You're dead.
He's a rabbit.
Which is what almost happened in that scene, in a few takes that we were doing. Like we had that scene we were doing a few times. They kept, we were trying out different lines and stuff, and none of them really worked because he just had to be as dry as possible.
Exactly.
Good?
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Jumping over here. Hey, what's your name?
Oh, hi. My name is Yu Qing.
Give it up for, what is it?
Yu Qing is a Chinese name.
Everyone give it up for Uti. Here they are. Talk away.
So first, love you and really good job in Avengers 3. but feel sorry for what happened to all of you in the movie.
We're now
Thank you.
gainfully unemployed, so since none of us are in Avengers 4, if you have any work out there, let us know.
Yeah, we'll be around.
We're around.
So my question is, if you three, as for all three of you, is you three are going to eliminate by Thanos by random, what will be your last word? Like, I'm not feeling good for Tom and Steve for Bucky. So what's the thing you want to say the most to the world when you're going to say goodbye?
Please, God, let them go first. I don't know.
The last thing I would say would probably be, can I at least hear a Earth, Wind, and Fire song? My last request.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. I'll do it.
Thank you.
Gentleman over here, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Hope.
Everyone give it up for Hope.
And I have a question for Sebastian Stan and the rest of you guys. My question for Sebastian Stan.
Like,
Hey, Hope.
I have a question for Sebastian Stan and the rest.
Sebastian Stan, what was your reaction the first time you saw the new arm that Bucky got in Infinity War?
I liked it. It was good. I thought it was all right. I mean, I was kind of married to the last one still a little bit, selfishly, you know. I did miss that red star, but I liked it. Yeah. I wonder how they feel about it. Since clearly the rest of them will have to answer this question. Oh God. Falcon's suit is the same as it was in Civil War.
Not at all.
It's not a new suit.
Not at all.
No upgrade.
Not at all, man. Don't talk about my suit, okay? Don't do that, man. Thanks.
is it though?
Thank you. That's your whole answer, man? You don't want to go into no detail?
About what?
About your arm.
I like my arm. It was all right.
All right. That's his
Is it comfortable?
He's sticking to it.
You would know that, wouldn't you? Actually, I don't know what that means.
I'm like, what on earth was that?
Just got personal.
It's all right. Well, because you caught it, because you caught the arm, remember? You caught the arm when it was
All right,
coming at
yeah.
you. So
But how would I know if it was
I don't know where you were
comfortable or
going with that. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Jumping over here, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Andy.
Everyone give it up for Andy.
So my question goes out to all of you guys. What kinds of okay? Well, also first of all, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. What kinds of stuff did they do to prevent you guys from spoiling the movie?
They didn't do enough
They
with
just-
me.
They just gave it to Tom and let him spoil the whole thing before we could get to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
That was pretty much it. They
That
gave
was
him,
it.
They gave him the script first, and they knew he was going to mess it up. So by the
Yeah.
time we got to trying to spoil it, they were like, yeah, we already know that.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Andy.
Jumping over here, what's your name?
My name's Natasha.
Everyone give it up for
Natasha!
Natasha.
And I had two things because I wanted to show.
You
some
got one question, Natasha. Don't be selfish.
I have a question, and then I wanted to show you guys some stuff I made.
Oh, God.
Whip it out.
But
Show it.
well, because
Oh, God.
Mackie and Sebastian have already seen them. 'Cause
I
I got
saw-
you guys
I
to
saw
sign
'em.
my shoes,
I
but I
saw 'em.
wanted Tom to be able to see the shoes.
Hold them up.
Let me
Hold them
see.
up to the camera. Put them
Okay.
back
Where's
up.
the camera?
Right there. Oh, those are nice.
Oh, that guy's handsome. Hey, who's that guy next to the shoes? Hey, hungry eyes. Look at that guy. Yeah. Yeah. That guy, if I was Jack Bauer, that guy does not belong at a con. No makeup, no, like, who is that guy? He's just out there angry, like, I could be home watching soccer and with this stupid con. I told her I didn't want to come to this con. She made me come to this con. They don't even have food. I'm hungry. I'm angry. Sweater too tight. I hate this place. Made me wear my Father's Day sweater. I hate this place.
But for my question, I wanted to know.
Way to keep it back on track, man. Well done.
But what is the weirdest thing or like the most interesting thing any of you guys have received from fans, either to get signed or just like they gave you a weird present? Like what has been the most memorable thing for you guys?
I would say one of my first cons, this guy gave me a Nintendo controller belt buckle. Yo, I still rock it. Old school Nintendo controller with like Duck Hunt. Y'all, never mind. But I want to make sure my man is good. Make sure he's not upset about the Nintendo reference. See, I told you. But yeah, a Nintendo controller belt buckle. That was my jam. Still rock it today, like at brunch.
Nice.
When I go to like vegetarian restaurants and stuff. Can't rock it. Yeah, certain places you can rock that.
Yeah, never on leg day.
You can't, always on leg day. Always on leg day.
All right, thank you. All right, what about these cats? You guys, did you get anything ever from a fan that you were like, ooh, this is awesome, or this is different, or?
I love getting fan art. I mean, I get really amazing fan art. Some of the stuff is seriously amazing.
Oh boy.
And I get jealous as well because I can't draw at all. And I find myself having to draw for films all the time and then it never makes the edit. But yeah, that's what I really like, the fan art.
Can you grow a mustache?
I can actually draw a mustache. It's not a very good one, but I can do it.
I've always wondered that. Like, can you grow?
It's called a football mustache. There's just 11 on each side.
That's good. That's British humor. That's good.
No, I get these books from sometimes that like are just messages and messages that people have written from all over the world, and it's just compiled in these sections. And I feel like I have like a few from every year. That's always amazing. He's not in that book though.
All right, we're going over here. Thank you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jenny. Thanks.
Everyone give it up for Jenny.
First off, I want to say I agree with you, Sebastian. I really am fond of the Winter Soldier star. And if, Anthony, if you ever need any resistance training for that leg day, let me know.
Spider-Man just saved you, man. Anyway, back to you.
So there's a lot of big stories in Infinity War that doesn't get a lot of the quiet moments of what might have been happening with the characters between the last appearances and Infinity War. Like Peter just found out that his big enemy was his girlfriend's dad, and Aunt May found out about him. Sebastian, Bucky finally got the code triggers out of his head, but he still has to deal with so much PTSD. And Anthony, you've been on the run for, years with Cap.
I was in Jamaica.
So what do you guys think might have been going on with your characters in the quiet times?
Have you ever been to Jamaica? Falcon was in Jamaica chilling. Like, he opened a jerk chicken and jet ski business called Three Jerks. And the best part about it is, like, when you go rent a jet ski, you have to wait for your jet ski to come back in because somebody else is on it. So he's jerking chicken so you can have chicken while you wait for your jet ski. And so it's like three jerks. See what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah, that was the business he started in Jamaica. And
Shows, clearly.
You better let the writers handle this from now on.
Since he was practically useless in the Infinity War.
Yeah.
See that? That's because he wasn't invited to 3 jerks. That's haterade right there.
I was invited. I was there with him the whole time.
Him and Aunt May.
Oi, oi, oi.
What? You can't bring your family? Come down to Jamaica. Get a jet ski.
Good?
Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you. What's your name, man?
Hi, I'm Oscar.
Hey, everyone give it up for Oscar. Oscar, you got bona fide Avengers here. Ask him a question.
Okay, I have a question for all of you. So, for Tom, I would like to ask you, did you know that the whole time that you were going to die at the end of Avengers, or did you lie the whole press tour saying you knew nothing and you actually kept a spoiler for once?
It's an incredibly passive-aggressive question.
I knew I was gonna die when I filmed my death scene, genius. I'm kidding. No, I knew I was gonna die, but only until pretty much the day I filmed it. And that came as quite a shock when Kevin Feige takes you aside and says, "Now you're dying." And you're like, "No, I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go."
That line is going to haunt you your entire life.
I know.
And when you die, on your grave, it's going to say, he didn't want to go.
It might be like that "I'll be back" line for you. Like down the line, you're gonna end up saying that line in different movies, and then you're gonna still.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing. Can you
Go ahead.
Can you say Quaxon?
No, I basically, in an interview one time, said I enjoy a croissant, right? Okay. And the whole world, for some reason, thinks that's how you say a croissant.
Nah, man, no.
Right?
Nah, that ain't how you say it.
No, it's a croissant.
No.
The joke is dead. Thank you.
Wait, what was the joke?
That I said croissant.
Wait. Shh. What?
You can't speak English, she said.
Instead of saying croissant, he said croissant, which is a little more European, and that was the joke. But they said the joke is over.
That's a bad joke.
I didn't come up with the joke.
Like, can you say croissant-wich? Right? I mean, that's a better joke.
Don't say it unless Burger King gives you $1 million, kid.
Terrible
Yeah.
joke.
I don't know about that one, Mackie.
I feel like that's a better fucking croissant-wich. Which
You
are
good, my
awful-
friend?
Those are awful sandwiches.
All good. All right, we jumping over here. Hey, what's your name?
Hi guys,
Oh
it's
boy.
Ruchi.
Oh boy.
Give it up, her, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys.
Didn't you get "I don't want to go" tattooed on your shoulder?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yep.
It says-
Mackie, on your left is gonna go on the other one.
No,
so,
but first of all, everybody must know we have a long, interesting history with this woman that involves, and you decided to come today without your traditional Avengers.
It was a 6-hour flight, man. I'm not gonna wear a sari.
No, put it in a bag. I'm still waiting for my Falcon sorry.
I mean, I wore it last time.
I
Look,
want
this
it
is getting
again.
into-
Put it in a bag.
Okay, next time I swear to God.
All right, we're back. We're
Okay.
back. You off
Sorry,
punishment.
guys.
You're off punishment. Go ahead.
But I did want to say, Sebastian, when you said no one asks Anthony to take his shirt off, maybe they should on screen. I'm just, just saying,
Come
maybe
on,
they should.
get it off.
Just throwing it out there.
You would own the room, man.
I'm saying.
We're having a
Do
real-
it, Falcon. Soar, Falcon.
Do it.
Nah.
Just kidding.
I've been taking lessons from Tom. Tom told me what I couldn't do today, and one of the things was get undressed.
All right.
He literally said that this morning.
Maybe with that girl who wants the resistance training. But I'm just kidding. I have a question. I swear, I have a question. You're a bad influence. Okay, so my question. A lot of your characters. There's a question. A lot of your characters have lines that become iconic, kind of out of nowhere, like on your left. Who the hell is Bucky? I don't want to go. Are there moments or lines from your characters' movies that you felt like should have had more attention, or you thought were pretty cool and wished the internet had picked them up? Oh, you got a nickname, Mac.
Mackie Moore.
No.
I like that.
Mackie Less?
Whoever said that.
Mackie Less? Oh, God.
Less Mackie. I like that. Mackie Moore.
Wow.
Wait, what was your question?
Oh, Jesus. All
If
right,
we had
so-
any
Any lines that
we had that
really,
we wanted,
that you love that didn't really enter the public consciousness?
or even character moments. You got a fierce spin kick as a Falcon.
When you're working with Mackie, he makes you feel like every line he's delivering is revolutionary. By finishing every take with, cut the check.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember walking on Civil War, working with these guys, and I was 19 or something. I was very nervous, and I had to ask someone. I was like, "Why does he keep shouting, cut the check? What does that mean?"
Or number 5 on set.
Roll sound. I'm like, "Are you the sound man as well?"
All very true. All very true.
It is.
All very true.
Nobody has a line?
No.
I don't know.
I couldn't even remember one line from the film.
Yeah. Oh, you can remember one line. That's it, though.
I can't think of I would. Did you say Ace Ventura?
No. Thank you. I tell you what, a really cool line, which I wish they'd let be in the movie.
I need to watch this movie.
You haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming? I haven't seen the Falcon. Oh no, there isn't one. Sorry.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Oh, your spider sense must be tingling
Oh,
now.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
He shot webs all over your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can name some of those Tom Holland classics. Oh, yeah, they aren't any. What is it? The Seaman Men? What is that? What is?
You wish you were in that movie.
Thanks anyways, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Jumping over here, what's your name?
Angelica.
Everyone give it up for Angelica. Take it away, Angelica.
So first of all, Tom, I was wondering if you could say hi to my friend Mary. She's a huge fan.
Hi, Mary. How you doing?
That's probably gonna make her like entire life.
Oh, thank you.
Anyways, so I don't really. Well, this
Okay,
is my
all
first
right, here we
Comic-Con.
go. Back to the other.
Well, this is my first Comic-Con, but I just wanted to say that you guys are amazing actors and a huge inspiration. And just to point out to Anthony and Seb, Tom Holland here is the only one who actually has his own movie.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Things are getting hostile. Avenge that comment, man.
First of all, last time I checked, the movie was called The Winter Soldier.
Well played.
Right? Right? Right?
It was.
All right, and I guess them little 2 Academy Award nominated movies I did don't mean nothing. I don't mean. But I know you know, you just got into movies, so you don't know, like, about movies.
Okay,
You
don't get
don't
me
know
insulted.
about movies. I guess little 8 Mile don't count up in here. You don't know about movies. I
Okay,
know,
Clarence.
I get it.
Then to say something a little less hostile,
Go ahead.
Seb, this is for you. Min Min Doodles would like to say hi.
Oh,
Yeah. That's about it. Besides the fact that I did wear a Spider-Man hat just to trigger you two, and then that's about it.
I have to say, we do these panels all the time, and this is the most stressed I've ever been. Before I came on stage, I was like, they're gonna kill me up there.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go up there.
And then one last thing, and this pun is totally intended. Your guys' acting totally blew me away.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
That's a Thanos joke. Well done.
That was good.
All right, man. We'll jump over here. We got time for about 3 more questions. How are you? What's your name?
I'm good, man. My name is Jesse.
Everyone give it up for
Hey,
Jesse.
Jesse.
Take it away, sir.
Yeah, my question is for Tom. Earlier, I got an autograph from you, and I mentioned that you would do great as a Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Because you literally sound like him. You look like a younger version of him, everything.
Doc.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
Doc.
I don't want to.
Doc, don't go.
Oh, Doc.
Would you be open?
It'd be Biff. That's good.
Would you be open to making like if they offered you a role in like a prequel when he first met Doc? Would you be open to that, or why not?
No, for me, why touch a perfect movie, you know?
I'm talking about a prequel.
Yeah, when I started doing research for Spider-Man Homecoming, the director gave me about 10 DVDs to watch of the sort of vibe that he wanted me to try and emulate. And the one I went back to him with was the first Back to the Future and said, this is what I want to try and do. So the fact that you're saying that is the best compliment I can have, man, because that's what I tried to do.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
And he did it very well. You did it very well.
But
I saw the commercials. The commercials were good.
Over here, what's your name?
My name's Addie.
Everyone give it up for
Yay,
Addie.
Addie.
Take it away, Addie.
So I first wanted to say that I love you and your movies, and I think you bring great life to your characters. So, thank you. And my question is, you all were like affected by the snap from Thanos. If you could choose the way you die, or like your character was killed off, and where in their storyline would you kill them off, and how?
That's a great question, man.
I mean, how long do we have? I could go on and on about that.
We have 40 minutes.
I
No.
would pick his the scene in Wakanda. You know, that would be a perfect place right there. He's looking at the lake. He's got everything he needs. So that'd be my way out.
Well, I don't want to go, so I don't want to die. No, I like the way that poor Spider-Man died. Yeah.
He's very dead.
Yeah.
He's okay. Watch the movie. He is dead as dead is. If you Google dead, there's a picture of him on there. He's dead.
No, my favorite thing about my dust scene, should we call it, was Joe Russo's idea of Peter Parker sort of being able to know it was coming because of his spider sense, that he felt kind of wrong inside before it happened. So yeah, so that was a pretty sad moment on set. Yeah.
I would have liked Falcon to die in Jamaica at the barbecue grill, flipping some legs with some three jerks on the beach, little Appleton Estate, large cubes overlooking the ocean, the jerk crackling on the grill, listening to some Beanie Man.
This is the entire third act of the movie. It sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, my death scene would have been legendary. It would have been a whole movie.
Good? All right, jumping over here. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Ariana.
Everyone give it up for Ariana.
Yay, Ariana.
There you go.
First, I just want to say that Tom Holland, you are like my favorite person in the whole world.
Oh, thank you so much.
You've never met Tom Holland.
I actually did a little while ago.
Oh
Yeah. Give it 5 minutes. 30 seconds don't count.
I also just want to say that Sebastian, you are one of my best friend's favorite person, and she wants you to say hi. Can you say hi to Sarah, please?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I just wanted to ask Tom if you could have any one of the other Spider-Man villains in the Marvel Universe with you, what one would you choose?
Great question, man. Who would be the villain you want to face ultimately?
Question.
I feel like I have a laser on my head.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
God.
He only know like 2 villains. So.
Maybe Venom?
Wow.
One day?
Whoa.
Good choice.
Whoa.
Good call. Smart.
Yeah, I think Venom would
Smart.
be really
Good call.
cool.
Venom. It's Venom. I second that. Venom.
Good?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, over here, what's your name, my friend? You're going to be the last question of the night. What's your name?
No, you have to do one more.
Okay, there's 2 questions of the night.
Wow.
That was pretty intense, so I'm bowing to your will.
One more.
It's fine. There'll be 2. But we're starting with you. What's your name?
My name is Amelie.
Everyone give it up for Amelie. Take it away, Amelie.
Oh my gosh, I just love all of you guys, and my sister does too. She's somewhere. Oh, she's over there. And so my question is for Tom. Oh my God. Okay.
That was the best thing I saw at Comic-Con, man. Oh my God.
Okay. So since you're like the youngest of like all the actors and actresses, like do you ever feel kind of left out, or do they treat you like a kind of like a little brother or something?
I feel so left out, guys.
Here it goes. Here it goes.
Small violin.
Here it goes.
Playing away.
No, not at all. Not at all. Marvel, the whole family of Marvel, from actors to crew members to everyone who's on set, is so welcoming, and it's such a fun environment, and everyone's always laughing. And even though the last film we shot was incredibly emotional, incredibly sad, every day was filled with people laughing and having a good time. So I felt like I'd been there for 10 years, since the beginning when I started working there, and I wish I could have done it for a bit more, but yeah. I'm kidding. I realized I announced Spider-Man 2, and so yeah, that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, I'm dead,
sorry, I
but
messed
hey,
up
Homecoming 2 is on its way.
Yeah.
All right.
Prequel, though. It's a prequel.
It is a prequel.
Yeah.
All right, we promised you would be the last one. Weren't you the one that screamed, like, one more?
Yes, I am. So
All right.
We're a duo.
You do.
So,
Oh, it's a 2-parter. Well done.
Yes, okay.
What are your names?
My name is Jamie.
Everyone give it up for Jamie. What's your name?
This is crazy. My name is Liz.
Everyone give it up for Liz. Take it away, ladies. You're going to bring us home. End us well. Here you go.
So, I didn't really have a question. It's just my friend Ruthie back there has some fan art of Tom and Tessa. And also, I just wanted to say that I have a pit bull, and so since Tessa's a staffy, that's just super cool, and I love Tessa, so pet her for me.
I will. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Who's Tessa?
His dog! Oh my gosh, educate yourself.
Oh my God, you just shot the Winter Soldier in the face.
I apologize, I'm so sorry.
You're making me look really bad, guys.
You have a good time on the internet tonight.
So what it is, wait, time out. How do you know who Tessa is?
He posts Tessa all the time.
Oh, he's posting pictures of him and his dog?
Yeah, that's
He's just hanging out at home with his
Do you
dog?
not follow Tom on Instagram?
Baby, I'm an adult. I follow no man, just so you know. Write it down, take a picture, tweet that shit. I follow no man.
Okay, so before I say anything, I promised my friend Iris that I...
Y'all got a lot of friends.
I'm sorry.
Where your friends at?
Sorry, friends may be a term you don't know.
I like that. I like that.
She clipped your wings, Falcon.
I don't know the term friends. I know the term family. When stuff get tight, let me see where your friend at. But grow a little bit, you will get there.
Okay, well, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, I'm on your team. I don't care about Mackie.
Okay, you guys need to
Like
make
I said,
up.
like I said.
No, you guys
She's what's
need...
known as a friend.
Nice to say.
Go ahead.
You guys need to make up.
What did your friend say? Tell us what your friend said.
Okay, I was just
You
wondering
and your
if you
friends.
could say hi to Iris, because it would mean
Oh,
the world to her.
God.
The world to her.
Hello, Iris. I hope
There
you're
you
well.
go.
Okay.
Where's Iris? Stand up, Iris.
She's not here.
Great friend.
Okay, and so lastly, I don't want to exclude the both of you. So Falcon is like one of the funniest characters, and I absolutely love that. Gosh, smile a little. And I'm getting to you, Sebastian. So my childhood nickname was Bucky. So you were automatically like my first favorite character for Marvel ever. So I love you.
Thank you.
Tom is my favorite now, so I love you, Tom. How am I supposed to get this picture to him?
So does someone have a question?
I do actually.
Okay, over here. Since the idea of the word question is lost on you two. Over here, young lady.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Hi, my name's Hallie.
Hallie!
My question was, were there any aspects that you got to take from your own personalities and infuse into your characters in the MCU universe?
That's a great question.
You know what, Hallie? Thank you. Go ahead.
Well, for me, Peter Parker's kind of just a young, happy-go-lucky, innocent little kid, and I feel like I'm pretty much the same. How about you, Seb?
I kind of stopped living like 20 minutes ago. I know Natania's laughing somewhere. Aspects of ourselves with the characters?
Yeah, so pieces that you got to, because you're kind of making your own interpretation. You're drawing like from the comics, but you
Yes.
obviously get to take from your own experience as well.
Well, I really like Chris Evans. And so that was easy for me to like Steve Rogers.
That's cool.
There you go. That's it.
Thank you.
Maggie, you want to take us home?
Wait. Can I ask the second part of that question?
He didn't get to answer the first part of the question.
I'm wearing heels. I've been standing all day. Come on. Please.
I'd say fuck your first world problems, but go ahead.
Okay, that's fair. I totally give you that. That's fair. Okay, my question relates to hers. Are there qualities in your characters, whether it's like their superhero or their alter ego, that you see in yourself? For all of you. By the way, Tom, can you please tell my friend Lexi you love her?
Oh, God.
I love you, Seb, the most.
Oh, Seattle.
I'm from LA, so.
No shit.
Okay, here you go. Last question. Take us home.
Lexi, I love you. Thank you so much. similarities between Spider-Man and myself. There's a lot.
You just answered that question.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I'm similar to Spider-Man in a sense that I'm a child, and he's also a child. But no, for me, Spider-Man is someone who I can really look up to, because if I found out that I was Spider-Man, if I had superpowers, I would tell the world immediately. And the fact that he's able to keep it a secret, to keep the people around him safe, and he does the right things with his powers is amazing, you know? I mean, I feel like I'd rob a bank or something if I had superpowers, you know? But, yeah, yeah, so for me, it's really nice to play someone who I can look up to, you know? Thank you. Love you too.
You know, I mean, he's always trying to reinvent himself and kind of go through different, you know, processes of sort of like starting over, and I feel like life is like that a lot, you know, and you get to do that. So just searching for identity all the time, right? I guess.
Anthony, take us home. Answer that question if you can.
To answer the first young lady's question, I do a lot of work with military vets. So when I first got involved with Sam Wilson, one of the big things was, you know, he's in the Air Force, he's this and that, let's make him a counselor for soldiers that are coming home. And it kind of played out really well. But the other thing is, you know, just, I was gonna say something that was, after coming off that, I can't be an idiot when I answer the second question. No, his love for adventure. You know, if you think about Sam Wilson, you know, he was a part of a government experimental program with these wings. So that takes a certain type of dude to just jump out of a, you know, off a building with wings on and fly and not knowing if they're gonna work or not. So that adrenaline rush, it's the same thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for the panel. Give it up for your heroes, Sebastian, Tom, and Anthony. The Avengers, ladies and gentlemen.